Do you want to quickly reflect on like, I guess where you were before, you met me and what you were kind of struggling with beforehand?
Mhm. Yeah, so I think one of the discussions we had before was that I feel stuck, right? That I feel like I was doing the right things, like food wise, and especially like working out with my workouts, and the plan that my um set or made or tailored for me. And that now I have like a better understanding of like nutrition, and how the plan and how what I'm eating right now has actually helped me. So I've lost like 7 kilos now, and I'm starting to notice it, and people is not. So my boss yesterday told me, you've lost a ton of weight, and I was like, yes, babe. I have. So that really makes me happy, and also know that I can, if I set my mind to something, I can make it happen. So that's pretty good. And I've been feeling better with my technique. So like I noticed the difference between like the plan I had before, like the exercise plan I had before with the one you gave me. So I feel like the one you gave me is much located to some areas of my body, and that also it's very good. It's very, very good. I'm noticing that I'm being how do you say that, develop or build certain muscles, which is good.
I think it's quite important. Like, I mean, every woman's body's different and like your program is different to anyone else's, right? But
Yes.
when I first met you, it was very like, yeah, Lily, I want to lose weight, but like I want only want to lose fat and I also want to gain muscle and I want to get my energy back and like a lot of those things. So it was like quite a few things that you wanted to improve in. But what I'm really glad you've understood is like, yeah, you've lost 7 kilos, but that's 7 kilos of fat,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But because you've gained like probably overall 2, 3 kilos of muscle mass, that's what it looks like visually to me. It means that you've actually lost more than 7 kilos of fat. You've probably lost, 9, budging on 10 kilos, but you've gained 2, 3 kilos of lean muscle mass because, especially your stomach, it just looks so much more toned. It looks really lean, especially in the photos. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And that was the area that concerned me the most.
Pardon?
That was that, like my stomach and that part of my body was the one that made me very unhappy. So I'm happy with that too.
Food is always a thing for a lot of people. Like you've trained before. Obviously, the training plan I supplied you was very different to what you've done. It's very
Hmm.
specific, which is what
Hmm.
you needed. But food-wise, do you want to run me through what that kind of nutritional change was for you and how that kind of felt for you?
Um, it wasn't actually like very hard. So, for example, in making like choices is getting like easier,
Mm.
but s- start eating off the meal plan was kind of was easy. It was like very easy to follow, right? Because especially like I knew that, for example, on Wednesday I could have burger, or like I could have a Monday, like dinner on Monday, I would have dessert, right? Or like on Saturday, I would have pizza. So that would actually like help me, knowing that at some point I'm gonna get something that I really like, and not only if only on those days, like if I decided to eat something or go out for dinner or like have a food that I really love, I could still do that, and I could still see that I was losing weight. So it wasn't hard at all. I don't think it was hard. Well, sometimes I was a bit hungry, but I feel like that's normal.
Yeah.
especially when the breakfast is only like fruits. Those are the challenging days, right?
Mm.
But because I knew that was because I was going to have like a heavy dinner that day, or like I was going to go out, so it was quite easy. It was definitely very easy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think that's a good thing that you touched on is like I know being hungry isn't a nice feeling. Of course it
Mm-hmm.
isn't, but it's the state that your body has to be in to lose weight. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that your body's burning more than you're consuming overall. Very simplistic to understand, but I think for a lot of people at first it's a bit of a shock. It's like, oh my God, I didn't expect to be hungry, but it's like, what did you expect?
Well,
Super, super full and lose 10 kilos? Like, do you know what I mean? But
mm-hmm.
I think over time, you get used to that feeling, and as your body loses weight, eventually you feel like you're eating enough. So
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like enough. Like I didn't even have dessert because like it felt that it was just enough and it was what I needed. So I'm getting to that point and I'm very happy with that.
I think your environment's really important. It really
Mm-hmm.
is. Because if your environment encourages you and it supports you and it maybe inspires you as well, then that's just going to make it so much easier, right? But if your environment's not supporting you, saying like, oh, you need to eat more, or maybe they're not inspired themselves, then it definitely makes it a lot more difficult.
Mm-hmm. But I understand what I need and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
the good news is as well, like, I know like everyone's on their own plan and it's all different, but at the end of the day, you're working with me. So at least you've got me to inspire towards and me to learn from. And, in a way, I'm a sense of your community. It's like, okay, he's not doing it, but, Lily
Mm-hmm.
and all of her other, clients are. So I can look to them for inspiration. Like on those days that are a little bit harder, I encourage you to just look to those that you inspire towards, even maybe the women that are heavier than you, but they've lost, a lot of weight, which is
Mm-hmm.
very significant. To me, just being like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Do you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think one thing that also helped me was what you posted in one of the groups, like being hungry is normal, right? Because you're in a calorie deficit. So just don't go and eat something only because you're hungry. It's like that's a normal reaction, right? You're